Welcome to ATRMC HRU Virtual Research Classroom. Following are a few reminders before we begin. It is helpful to use a two-way earphones and headset for clearer audio input. Lectures are in PowerPoint presentation. Device must be in full screen mode for better viewing. Questions, you may send them to our email address. Answers to your questions will be posted in the virtual classroom as a separate Q&A video as soon as available. After this lecture, an assessment form will be sent to you. Kindly accomplish this form to receive your certificate of attendance. This may be viewed on demand on our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Our speaker for this video lecture will discuss referencing using the Vancouver method. She earned her degrees in BS Medical Technology and Doctor of Medicine at St. Louis University, Baguio City. She underwent residency training in diagnostic radiology in the same institution. She is a fellow of the Philippine College of Radiology and a fellow of the Ultrasound Society of the Philippines. She is currently the assistant chair of the RTRMC Research Unit's Technical Review Board. Let's learn from Dr. Joanna Lagman-Nang.
Good day and welcome to the next lecture of the HRU's Virtual Research Classroom. My name is Joanna Lagman-Nang from the Department of Radiology. I will briefly introduce you to citing and referencing in the Vancouver style. Referencing is important to avoid plagiarism, to verify quotations, and to enable readers to follow up what you have written and more fully understand the cited author's work. Vancouver style is the citation style used by most biomedical journals. Technically, it's called the ICMJE recommendations. It was established as the preferred biomedical format by the International Committee of Medical Journal Editors in Vancouver, Canada in 1978, hence the nickname. Vancouver is the citation style used by Medline and PubMed. The main feature that sets Vancouver apart from other citation styles is its sequential numbering of references in the text. References are numbered according to where they are first used in the text, and will continue to use that number for the rest of the paper. Here are the general rules for in-text citations using the Vancouver style. Insert an in-text citation when your work has been influenced by someone else's work. For example, when you directly quote someone else's work, when you paraphrase someone else's work. The in-text citation is placed immediately after the information, summary, or quote which refers to the source being cited. We shall use an example of an article lifted from RSNA journals. In the Vancouver style, citations within the text are identified by Arabic numbers in round or square brackets. Arabic numbers in superscript with no brackets can also be used rather than brackets. Whatever format is chosen, it is important that the punctuation is consistently applied to the whole document. This applies to references in text, tables, and figures. A number is allocated to a source in the order in which it is first cited in the text. If the source is referred to again, the same reference number is reused. For example, if a reference by Dong is the first one to be referred to in the text, then Dong's reference number is number 1 in the list. If you refer to this work by an author again later in the text, you reuse the citation number, as in this example. Two separate entries are lifted from the work of the same author, Mehta. When multiple references are cited at a given place in the text, use commas to separate non-inclusive numbers in a multiple citation. Use a hyphen to join the first and last numbers that are inclusive. For example, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 is abbreviated to 2 to 5 and 7. There should be no spaces between commas or dashes. Now we're done with the in-text citations. Let us now proceed to the reference list. Documents using the Vancouver style of citation must contain a references page at the end of the text. A reference list contains details only of those works cited in the text of the document, for example, from a book, journal article, or internet site. These details must include sufficient detail so that others may locate and consult your references. A reference list should appear at the end of your research protocol or paper, with the entries listed numerically in the same order that they have been cited in the text. Start your reference list on a new page with the heading References centered on that page. Number your references in the same order they're included in the text. Don't repeat entries. You use the same number in the text to refer to a single citation at the end if you cite a reference more than once. Your references themselves should be single-spaced with double spacing, that is, a blank line between each entry. Let us now go over how to make a reference list from a journal and electronic material. Let's go back to our sample journal from RSNA. Take note of the author or authors, title of article, journal name and publication, URL or DOI, including the dates cited, volume issue, and page numbers. For authors, list each author's last name, followed by a space and then initials without any periods. Put a comma between authors and a period after the last author in the list. If there are more than 6 authors for an article, list the first 6 followed by et al. Titles. Use sentence-style capitalization, that is, capitalize the first letter of the first word in the title and leave the rest of the title lowercase, with the exemption of proper nouns. Don't use underline, bold, or italics. Vancouver style uses abbreviated journal titles rather than writing out the full formal title of the journal. The titles of the journals must be abbreviated according to the style used in the National Library of Medicine's NLM catalog. This NLM database allows you to search for the abbreviations for commonly used medical journals. Then, provide the year, volume, issue, and page numbers for the journal to allow readers to quickly locate the correct article in this format. When sources are published electronically, they are assigned Digital Object Identifiers, or DOI, or Uniform Resource Locator, or URL. These are unique series of letters and numbers. These are directions for how to access the article so that it can be located even if some information later changes or a web page is moved. The DOI and URL should be provided in the references where it is available. These alphanumeric strings are usually located on the first page with other referencing elements in the article. They will look something like this. Both formats are acceptable. Use the form as it appears in your source. When citing electronic journal articles, the word Internet in square brackets should be inserted after the abbreviated journal title. The date cited, in square brackets, must be included after the date of publication. The URL must be included at the end of the reference. URL should be entered as they appear on the website. For electronic journal articles with a DOI, include the DOI at the end of the reference after the URL. And now we have this properly formatted reference in your reference list. I hope that you have understood the basics of citing and referencing in the Vancouver style. Here are my references. Thank you for listening.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be in the loop for new lectures.